Niccolo Machiavelli, 16th century Italian diplomat, political thinker, arch baddie. His name conjures up everything that is sly about human behavior. Well, we have an image of what is a Machiavelli. Astute, cunning, intriguing, controlling, powerful, sinister, underhand, devious, scheming, cunning, subtle, nefarious, manipulative, and to a degree, cruel. It's all because of this, the prince. 500 years ago, it's all about power, how to get it, how to keep it. It can be said for the men that are ungrateful and fickle liars and deceivers, they shun danger and are greedy. Therefore, it is necessary for a ruler who wishes to maintain his position to learn how to be able to be not good. Machiavelli wrote The Prince in 1513. It was a shock. He was shocking then. It was shocking now. I'm Wayne Kerr. Tonight, we'll have the opportunity to talk to Niccolo Machiavelli, the author of the controversial Prince. I should note, for those tuning into the program, that Machiavelli has taken over the mind of that of a college student. His name, Nick Petrinus. We'll see if in fact it is the thinker or if this man is deranged. Tonight. Welcome to the 21st century, Nick. Is it really? I don't think it's a reenactment of the feudal age. What's going on in the afterlife? There's a lot going on for a prince, unlike your times when we are writing some modern classics. They are in their way. We actually coined your name as a term to describe the political machines we call of dubious import. Ah, grazie. Though your politicians are further than ever I envision. Really? You seem to get along with them okay. Yes, but I would have hoped after rationalism and enlightenment you would have developed better than you have. You still have royalty for formalism's sake, and your art is so reductively materialistic and elitist. I can't believe it. And your banks are even more powerful and despotic, even than the Medicis. Yes, well, at least we've been to space. Yes, and you've become lost as a result. You seem to have reacted badly to seeing the immense nothingness that there. You look and recoiled in terror and become obsessed with economics. Also, you have become afraid of thinking. Think in any philosophical sense. We are into change. No, you're not. The period of time when there was a close to democracy as you may have ever had, yet you ruled like an ancient despot. And the situation has gotten steadily worse since. There's been a steady decline in your morals and ethics. This is the only change. It's all based on economic necessity. That's what you must believe in order to make sense of, or at least deny the sense of your own lives as individuals. The art of princely control is exactly telling of a patent untruth, that some members of society are beyond reproach and others are not worthy to enjoy consideration of human dignity. Tell me, why did you write The Prince? Firstly, it is not a book. It is a political thesis. To answer your question, I wrote it as a gift to my prince, Lorenzo the Magnificent, son of Piero de' Medici. Wow. Now what happened to you? Why did you have to write this? I held office in Florence and I was employed on diplomatic missions. Shortly after the Medici came back to power in Florence Republic, I was exiled in 1512. I don't really know why, but I wrote this thesis to prove my loyalty, my devotion, my love for my country. More than my soul, I had to preserve them. Moving on, let's deal with your thesis directly. You stated in chapter 1 that there are different kinds of states. How many kinds are there? 3 kinds. States are primarily divided into 2 kinds: republics and monarchies. So what about the third? Let me finish. Monarchies are divided into hereditary ones, in which rulers have been for many years of the same family, and those which are of recent foundation, where they're newly founded. Right. Are there any special difficulties concerning the government of monarchies? Indeed, there. Indeed. What about garrisons? With garrisons, you have to pay wages, and they are burdensome. Everyone will fear them, for they are soldiers paid to fight. Who knows what happens if they're not satisfied with their pay? Truly amazing. My next question. How many ways can a principality be governed? 2 ways. And they are one way, which I highly recommend, is by a prince and his servants who are loyal to him. The other way is by a prince and barons. Barons in turn have their servants. Why is the former method better? Barons can be persuaded by other princes to turn against you, and since they see you as their equal, they may not respect you as much as they should. Fascinating. What about the republics? How many ways can one rule them? For states already accustomed to liberty, you can do 3 things. 1, despoil them. 2, go and live there yourself as their protection. 3, let them be as they were, only taking tributes of them and creating the principality, a government composed of its citizens. How could your average man or woman become a prince? By fortune or ability? Pretty simple answer. Now, there are still 2 ways of becoming a prince, if you cannot be attributed entirely through fortune or ability. These are the ones who become prince by some nefarious or villainous means, or when a private citizen becomes prince of his own country through favor of fellow citizens. Is there anything to be aware of then? Why, yes, of course. In taking a state to conquer, you must arrange to commit all of his cruelties at once. And by not doing it every day, ensures that people wins over them and benefiting them. If you act otherwise, whether through bad counsel or timidly, then you should always be obligated to stand a knife in your hand and never depend on your subjects. Fascinating. Now, Wayne Kerr. We come, in this case, where a private citizen becomes a prince through his own fellow citizens to attain this one need, not depend on the worth or fortune, but rather on cunning assisted by fortune, one attains to help of popular favor or by favor of the aristocracy. So which is better? Of course, to be favored by the populace, there are too many difficulties associated with aristocratic favor. And those would be... You see, Wayne Kerr, when the nobility see the people are getting away to them, they unite in exhaling one from their circle and making him a prince. This is why they can carry out their own design under his authority. What are the benefits of becoming a prince via popular vote? The populace, when unable to resist authority, endeavors to create a prince in order to be protected under his authority. The prince can never ensure himself against the hostile populace on his account of their number, but the worst he can expect from a hostile populace is to be abandoned, which is by far better than the active opposition of nobility. What is your opinion of mercenaries in the army? A prince requires an army to defend himself and his principality. And he can do so with two kinds of armies, mercenaries and auxiliaries. Their wages to pay are not enough to have them die for you. And that is why they're not reliable.
Do you think a prince should be kind, generous?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
How's that?
A good prince in every way must learn to live with those who aren't good to him or as good as him. It's necessary for a prince to learn how not to be good, when to be bad, and how to make sense of his evil according to what's necessary of the case, you know. A prince must do what he has to take to avoid being hated or despised, for it will lead to his doom.
Is it safer to be feared than loved?
It is so much more secure to be feared than to be loved. As long as they are in fear, you have control over them. For fear is so strong, everything they can will do everything they can to. They literally will do everything they can to avoid it.
Now, this is my last question. Is it true that it's better to be cruel?
In certain circumstances, yes. I say every prince must desire to be considered merciful and not cruel. A prince must not mind incurring the change of cruelty for the purpose of keeping his subjects united and faithful. He will be more merciful than those who, from excess of tenderness, allow disorders to arise. Do not let the disorder spread as a result of being too kind. Instead, end the problem at its source, once and for all. And all princes, it is impossible for a new prince not to be cruel. New states being always full of dangers.
Well, Machiavelli, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Wayne Kerr, and this has been BBC Two.